Outlet Liquor is your place to buy a case. Stock up and save when you shop the lowest prices available every day at Outlet Liquor. You never have to wait for a sale. The more you buy, the more you save. Only at Outlet Liquor.
What's your outlet?
Folks, welcome to a brand new episode of Degenerate Danger Zone. We are previewing the so pivotal Game 5 of the NBA Finals between the Celtics and Warriors going down in San Francisco. And as always, this show is brought to you by New York's only Outlet Liquor. When you need to stock up, it's the place to buy a case. I got some all-stars in here, some DDZ veterans, and we're going to get right to it, folks, from a betting perspective. We got your friend Jake Micah. We got Meerkat Cat. Folks, how we doing tonight and how we feeling about this game?
We're doing great, Slick. It's just a great night for the NBA Finals. The sun is out. It's shining. I don't care if it's not June 21st. It's summer outside right now. Vibes are high. Basketball's going to be incredible. I'm hyped.
Indeed.
Couldn't say any better myself.
Anything else?
Yeah. What more could you ask for from a Monday night in the middle of June than a pivotal Game 5 of the NBA Finals tied at 2-2? We know we get a Game 6 no matter what Thursday. That's like incredible. This is like the penultimate. It could be the penultimate episode. Maybe we get 7 and Sunday is and from Thursday to Sunday is the longest 4 days of Slick's life. We'll see. But we got to get through Game 5 first. And I'm expecting 3 incredible games the next couple ways away if we get to those 3, and tonight's going to be the start of it. So I'm really excited.
Yeah, you mentioned a good point because going into this game, both teams are undefeated after a loss in the playoffs. Celtics are 7-0, Warriors are 6-0. So the general consensus, right, from a lot of people is Celtics take this one tonight on the road, then Warriors possibly on the road, then we get a Game 7 in the Bay Area. I don't necessarily want
throw
that
the
to
stats
happen.
out for that one.
Right, exactly.
For sure.
Anything can freaking happen. Steph Curry looking banged up going into Game 4, and then he goes and drops a casual 43. I don't even know what to expect from that bloke tonight. We're back in the Bay Area. Celtics, like I said, bounce back quite often. I don't think they've lost 2 in a row since March. So generally, looking at this game, we'll get into player props and such, but where do your immediate emotions or thoughts lie on the way this one goes down the stretch?
Not nearly enough respect for Boston. Even at the +4, I'm just like, I feel like that's too many points. It's people are just going off the bias of every game, off of every previous game. They're not even like caring about the trend of teams bouncing back. There's a lot of money on Golden State tonight. There's no huge lean in terms of like sharp money, public money, but there's just a lot of money on Golden State tonight, which fading the trend, not believing in Boston and the thing is Boston hasn't really lost a game like all playoffs until last game. They've lost quarters. They've lost quarters bad that have caused them to lose games, but they haven't lost a game until Friday night. And I think that's kind of where people are swaying. They got beat down, and I'd like them to bounce back, but I don't get the no respect at all.
I am completely with you, Meerkat. The thing about this series, like exactly you said, it's both these teams are so incredible off of a loss, and they have literally kept up this script so far that I don't see why there's nothing that showed me that it's going to change. Like the Celtics all playoffs have just been incredible, and I don't think just because it's been going on for I'm usually the person like, well, it has to break eventually. But not in this case. I really think we're going 7 because no matter what happens, even if it does break tendency tonight and Golden State does win at home, I don't see there being a case where the more desperate team is going to lose Game 6 either, because these coaches have put in such incredible game plans and made such great adjustments game to game throughout the entire playoffs that they have answers coming into every game. And I think these teams are just we're just not used to evenly matched finals. Like that's really what it comes down to too, is like every finals we've watched for like the last 12 years has been overmatched in some ways, whether it was like the Heat big 3 or, you know, LeBron versus the Warriors turned into like a whole big thing. And then just the Warriors experience in general. This feels like the most even matchup I think I've seen in the finals since Celtics Lakers, probably 2010. Like just the way that like it's developed, like the discussion throughout the whole series. So I don't know. It's crazy. And I think that's where the narrative gets all fucking crazy because everybody just wants to react right away. Like, oh my God, this means Steph Curry's going to score 50 points next game. He scored. No, like this is like, you got to, it's each game is its own animal. Each game is a war at this point.
Yeah, I agree.
Exactly.
You couldn't have asked for anything else as a basketball fan for a great series in the finals. The NBA couldn't have asked for anything else, given their 75th anniversary season, two of the most historic franchises in the sport. And I tend to agree with you guys. I think this narrative is going to keep up. Although both teams are undefeated coming off a loss, I think the Celtics have had their backs against the wall a lot more than the Warriors in these playoffs. And when you see that, you get a defensive presence like no other, and Jason Tatum goes hard to the bucket. I hope he does that tonight. Hopefully a legacy game from Tatum. I'll get into some of the props with that. But yeah, I think the Celtics take this one on the road. This is a series, it feels like to me, where the home court advantage almost doesn't even matter. These teams are faced by so little that it's honestly remarkable. And I don't know how you guys feel that way, but I think we're going to see a very big defensive presence game tonight from the Celtics. I think they bounce back. And like you said, Meerkat, feels like a little too many points for the team, getting underappreciated. And I see them taking this one, even if they don't take it. Like I said, when their backs are against the wall, they'll respond. I think either way we go 7 games here. So I'm going to go with the Celtics tonight. Sounds like we're all on the same page. I'll get into some
I'm going a bit
scoring.
weird with my play, though. I'm
Okay.
dropping 2 units on it. I'm teasing. I'm teasing a little sicko teaser here. I'm saying the Celtics, not getting enough respect, but still, it's Steph Curry. It's the finals. Who knows what can happen?
Right.
I'm going with a little sweetheart teaser here. Celtics plus 11 over 204 in this game as well with that minus 105. Absolutely incredible value. We might sweat that over. These teams, you've seen them shut down a little bit here and there. We've had 2 low-scoring games, 2 high-scoring games, but I'm going to gamble on the over. It's the NBA Finals, and we already covered everything else with the Celtics. Plus, going into Oracle, or whatever it's called now, I forget exactly, San Francisco Arena or
Chase
Oakland
Center or
Arena.
something?
Chase Center,
Yeah.
Chase Center, yeah. But going into there, Warriors only lost 11 times all year. 2 of them to the Celtics. Celtics can win there. They opened the series with a win there. They've shown they can win there. I'm not too worried about that. Let's go, C's.
Wow,
I
that was
love that.
beautiful. Beautifully
Love
said,
that.
Meerkat. We just talked about it. I'm going with the set tendencies that we've had. I'm not scared of the home and away because the Celtics have won multiple games on the road. They won it last series against Miami twice. They beat Milwaukee in a huge game 6, facing elimination on the road. That doesn't matter to this team. I also think it doesn't matter for Golden State down the line. I have 2 bets right now that I've been sweating out. I have the Celtics in 6 and 7 in both separate little bets, and right now, obviously, both very much in play. So I'm looking ahead to that and seeing which would be the better payout. I think is in 6. So that's as much as anything I'm hoping for the Celtics, just to have a chance. Like, I don't think it'll happen in game 6, but just a chance, But for tonight, I love the over of 213, especially if you like the Celtics to keep it close or to win this game, because both the games that they won in this series, the over has hit. It's as simple as that. The Celtics are going to win. They're going to be hitting threes like crazy again. They're going to hit close to 50%, 45% clip. And if Tatum is going to have a big game, or Jalen, or both of them are going to have big games, it's going to be the outside shot. We've seen how they've been defended all series. I don't think that Jalen, it's weird because they really just don't try not to let Jalen go right, and he just kind of does it anyways. It's like the most old school. It's like me at the gym when I can tell a dude doesn't go right, and I'm like shifting one way. Like they're literally doing. That's all they've done, and he still is just beating him by it. So if that happens tonight, Tatum needs a better shooting performance. What is he shooting? Like 34% in the finals right now. That's
like 20 from 3 or something.
And as effective as he's been all playoffs, he's also, I think, gonna pass LeBron for most turnovers in a playoff run at some point this series too. Just not a category. It's his stats are incredible, but it's also very high usage. He does everything, and he needs to.
Just him being on the floor is positive, even if he's playing bad.
But he's got to figure out a way to just be more efficient, even though he's getting all 8 for 23 isn't gonna cut it. And I know it's It's asking a lot of him because they're sending doubles, they're sending everything at him, but I think he can do it. So there's also a plus 866 if you think it's best case scenario. Tatum to score 25 points and Brown and Smart to both score 20. They did that earlier in the series. All scored 20 plus points. So I feel like that's a good play if you really believe in them tonight.
I love that because that first game we saw when the series shifted to Boston, you had almost your whole starting five with 20 plus. And that really is a key to the Celtics winning. I think huge key, you kind of touched on it, Jake, is you can't turn the ball over more than 15 fucking times. That's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. And, it cost them too. Transition plays. They had odd fast breaks, and they were blowing it, turning the ball over in transition. Just an opportunity to score easy points. I agree with you, though. I think Jason Tatum, he commented after last game, I can't even believe he said this because this is one of the most frustrating things as a Celtics fan watching Tatum for me is him going pretty much all the way to the rim and then flailing his arms like he got hacked. When, dude, you did not get hacked. The ball got stripped. Like, stop whining to the ref and go to the rack. I think we see a legacy Tatum from Tatum tonight, similar to that Game 6 Milwaukee series. He was at 26.5 points, up to 27.5. I think the odds makers are a little on that one too. I like that. And don't be afraid to take the over on his assists too. He's been passing the ball well lately this series. And like I said, if he's going to go hard to the rack and he doesn't find a foul or an easy layup, he'll look to pass, move the ball, circulate the ball around the court. So I think Jason Tatum props look really good tonight. I also like Celtics race to 10 points. It's a simple bet. It's hit even in some of their lost games this series. I think they come out firing. Ime, we always think he's got to talk some real sense into him, and he's cool, calm, and collected after these losses. He's like, we seem to want to go the hard way for some reason, and we always prevail. So I really like those plays. Jason Tatum, I think, leads the game in scoring here. You got anything else, Meerkat, in terms of player props and whatnot?
I got two more plays on this game. One's juicy. We don't like to give out parlay fodder around these parts. Throw it in your parlays. I'm putting it with some other things. You can get throw it with one other play, get you a nice little plus money thing there. I just cannot stop taking the Warriors third quarter money line. Vegas finally caught up to it. Last game, it was still plus 105. Today, minus 145. It's juicy, but it's some good parlay fodder. Oh, Amber Alert.
Tornado warning.
Warning. Okay.
That's Chicago.
Living in the Midwest. But
gotta love it.
But yeah, now that I'm giving this play out, that means the trend's going to finally die and fade this, please, especially with how juicy it is. The Warriors have won every third quarter in this series by 14, 21, 8, and 6. Boston might be a worse third quarter team than the Nuggets, and I'm not even blaming Boston as much as it's owed to Steve Kerr's halftime adjustments and how he has his team come out to start the second half. And then we're talking a lot of points. Jake already brought his name up. I absolutely love Marcus Smart over 14.5 points tonight. He's hit this 58% in the playoffs. He's hit it 86% against Golden State in his career. And 4 of the last 5 games, he's hit this over. Anybody could take over anytime for these Celtics, and Marcus Smart's on the floor just as much as anybody because of his defense, but he's been contributing offensively more in these playoffs. He's had some big games coming off an 18.1. He's always shown up in the playoffs, actually. And with Tatum underperforming, I'm not saying Tatum's not going to have a good night, a bounce-back night. I do like Tatum tonight, but there's still shots to be had. There's buckets to be made, more to be fed for Marcus Smart. 14.5 feels a little low. I think this dude's scoring 16-plus tonight pretty easily.
Jake?
I think that if you were going to think, I think that it's worthy putting something on Marcus Smart going over. I think his points are, what were they? Did you say
14 and a half?
14 and a half. Yeah. I think that's a great play, Meerkat. That's what I was thinking going before. It just feels like he shows up in big moments. Like he is a big time. Like you don't think about him as that guy like that, but he always, like in these games throughout the playoffs, he has hit timely threes. He'll hit them in bunches as well. So I feel like even if he doesn't get to the 20 that I was thinking earlier, I was thinking about that 14.5 earlier too. That's a great line. And what is Meerkat? Did you mention Curry's over threes at all?
I did not.
I don't know what it is. I haven't looked at it yet, but he's hit it in every single game of the series.
Clay has been hitting that too, like every game. Yeah.
So I would take that because I think Steph is still gonna have a big game tonight. Like at least I would do all the Steph props too. I think over. I don't know what his over is. Probably in the almost near 30 at this point. I don't care. Get him to 30 points on whatever it is, on whatever those odds are. And I think that's a lock because they don't have offense from anywhere else that's consistent enough.
No.
Like even if Clay, Steph, or even if Clay, Poole, Wiggins like start going off tonight, he's not going to trust them at the beginning to go off like that. Like he's going to be pressing like he was. He shot 26 times last game. I wouldn't be surprised if he shoots 25 plus again, maybe even 30 times this time around. He knows what time it is. He knows that he has to generate this offense. So Steph is just a good bet just because of the volume of shots he's going to put up in a loss or a win.
Okay, folks, I have a PSA here. It looks like Captain Ferdinand has joined us.
So where is he? You're at Little League? What's going on?
He looks like he's playing pickup softball. I don't even know what to expect. We're going to give him a shot here. Captain, welcome to the
Are you at Little League?
How we doing?
Cap, I'm disgusted. I'm disgusted that you destroyed a Jersey's Mike sandwich earlier. I'm honestly, that's what we brought you in for.
Here's the thing. Don't care.
I was more surprised at the cost of that sandwich. Captain's playing ball. He's prepping up for the game.
How do I
Captain,
flip this?
Oh my
I can't
God.
flip it.
Captain, give us a play. Come on.
Give you a play.
What do you got?
What's the Celtics line tonight?
Plus 145. They're 3.5 point underdogs.
Oh, reverse the line. I want the Celtics minus 4.5.
I like it short and simple. Captain, we'll let you sub back into that basketball game.
Yeah.
I'm sure
Some may
you're putting
say
up
I'm him.
close to triple-double numbers. So
Yeah,
he is him.
I know ball. Shout out to Mir.
And he knows ball. Ladies and gentlemen,
Shout out to
Captain
Fab.
Ferdinand, thank you for joining
All right,
us.
peace.
Wow, he's something, isn't he? Joins in the middle of a pickup game.
Why do we let him in?
I wasn't gonna say anything.
We're building to the storyline for the eventual Slick L Cap match where Cap doesn't know what's coming to him. We've got plans for him now at this point. He's still listening. That's why I'm saying all this.
Yeah, I know. He's giving a real slick smirk on his face. I don't really like it. Jake, you mentioned the Clay and Curry over threes. Clay's sitting at 3.5.
Mm-hmm.
That's close to even money, which I think is just a lock. Curry's 4.5, which is almost a 2-1 favorite. Like you said, those have been hitting. I actually like, as well as threes, Peyton Pritchard. It's a little juicy, but over a half three, shot poorly last game. And as well, we were talking on the Marcus Smart train. The points, rebounds, assists have also come up big for him in this series, even when he has a low-scoring night. So I really like those plays. And one last thing I got to add here. I think in order for the Celtics to have a successful night, they need either Derek White or Grant Williams to show the hell up. It seems like Derek White was a primary offender of turnovers last game. Grant Williams, 3 points with 4 fouls early on. Mm-hmm. And these bookmakers still seem to disrespect Grant Williams' increased three-point shooting ability. His over-under points is at 5.5. And Derek White's is at 11.5. If I had to take one of those safely, I think Grant makes a couple shots, maybe drives to the rim, gets a foul call, and one. 5.5's really low for my guy. He's the Batman after all.
It's been tough. It's not his series. It's not his series though. It doesn't because
his points is at like 5.5 right now.
Because Golden State all they have is like wings that are like they don't have any size, but they have enough to bother a guy like Grant.
All I'm saying
if Robert Williams was healthy, if Robert Williams did not have a lingering knee injury, I think this series could be over tonight, to be honest. Like, that's how much. If Robert Williams was just playing 40 minutes a night and running around like crazy, this shit would be over with because they have no size.
He'd be averaging 20-20.
It'd be nuts. He'd be Finals MVP. Robert Williams would literally be the Finals MVP in this series. That's the thing but injuries aren't an excuse. Whatever. I'm just saying, like that. If the Celtics could play to how they want to play, they'd just be bullying the fuck out of the Warriors all game long, and they can't do it. Rob is trying to do it, and who even knows what he came out of game 4, right? He came out late in the end of that game. So who knows what he's
he
going to
didn't
look
play
like
a lot
again
down the
tonight.
stretch last game.
Yeah, so
he had like 10 rebounds in the first like 10 minutes.
Literally crazy, and that's with a banged up knee, like Jake said.
Yeah,
I think you touched on it too, Meerkat. That third quarter money line of the Warriors is crucial, right? And as much as I'd love for that bet to hit, the Celtics need to realize that last game, they put up a decent fight in the third quarter for probably the first time, kept it close towards the end of the third quarter. I think they were down 1 at the end of the third. Just because you survived the third does not mean you can just go and slack off in the fourth. The shooting wasn't there. Defense wasn't there. Nothing was there in the fourth. I was absolutely sick to my stomach. So I do love that Warriors money line third quarter as well, but the Celtics got to realize that just because you can survive a third quarter does not mean you can win the game. And Steph is a big one to blame for that. My dog's going nuts. She must be on the dog pick tonight. So Celtics money line, you heard it here first. Shout out to Poppy and Bindi. Boys, do we have anything else left before we count down? Under 2 hours till game time tip-off.
League green, baby.
League green.
Yes, sir.
I got it.
Couldn't agree more.
Yep.
I really hope the Celtics are listening to like some E40 and Too Short and warm-ups tonight. Really get the juices flowing, get that killer mentality going. I think, like I said, we see a Tatum legacy game tonight. So, folks, thank you for tuning in. Lock in all these bets. We will keep you live updated throughout the game. I'm assuming on the Happy Hour Hoops page. Also, a potential post-game space. Stay tuned for that update. Until then, folks, let's lock these bets in and let's have a good night now.
Outlet Liquor is your place to buy a case. Stock up and save when you shop the lowest prices available every day at Outlet Liquor. You never have to wait for a sale. The more you buy, the more you save. Only at